that you grappled Donald Cerrone. What was that like?
Yeah, that's what I was we were talking about, like, exposure and stuff. And I was like, man, for the longest time, I don't want to be this like big household name where like, I don't want anybody, like, I don't want the eyes on me, it's just, but financially, you always want to get those big breaks. So I was like, always like, all right, this is the one. I'm going to beat Jim Miller, and that's the one that's going to put me over the edge and get people's respect or this and that. All right, and I took the grappling match with Cerrone, and I was like, all right, like if I can get this done, this is going to double my Instagram following. I'm going to, get paid more. I'm going to this, that, the other thing. The entire match, all Paul Felder did in the commentary was talk about how good of a grappler Cerrone was. I'm on his back, and he's going, see, this is what I've trained with Cerrone. This is what Cerrone does to people. You're like, guys, I got my arm around his neck. He's tapping. Right. Like, and then the Yahoo News article was Donald Cerrone choked out in grappling match. And I was like, man.
Didn't put your name on there.
Nope. And I was like, man, like, so I like the next Monday I was home and I was running and I was like, man, like I was thinking about all this stuff where I never get my due. I felt like this and that. It really, obviously I'm faith driven. So I feel like this is just God trying to tell me this is not my way. Like it's not meant for me, this overnight notoriety. So like I was thinking about it, I was like, man, like I never get my notoriety, and like it felt like a counter shot back to me, like that thought of like, well, maybe that's not meant for you. And I was like, man, yeah, because that was the one. That guy's in movies. He's so famous,
The truth is, it's very few people that have this overnight success. Usually it's overnight success 19 years in the making.
Exactly.
So somebody I think about when you talk about this topic is Kevin Hart.
Yes.
He was a stand-up comedian for, I think, 19 years before he started doing movies.
Well, that's the thing is in my mind, I'm paying my dues. I'm beating good guys in fights. Like, this is the one that'll get me that fight. Maybe I leverage it into an MMA fight with Cerrone or something,
Right.
And just nothing kind of came of it. They were like, okay. And then even when the next grappling event rolled around, they offered me less pay against a tougher opponent. I was like, wait a minute. Like, oh, because I beat the guy you wanted to win. Like, oh, I get it. Like, this is how this works.